Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sejahtera and good mornings. Okay, everyone in operation management. So today we are cover on the generating new products. We continue from the previous class that we are cover on the product life cycle. Okay, this method of generating new product, we have 6 at least. Number 1 is understanding the customer. Okay. We should be know that, and we should be know that maybe you have experience before and on the customer. So I think that if you are management and business students, every subject and in university, the lecture and the books also cover on the customer perspective. Okay, you should be know that the level of the customer. So customer number 1 is become a new customer, and or potential customer. Okay, you have potential, and then you get the new customer. So next you should have to make sure that retain customer and make a loyalty until the customer get the satisfactions. Okay, customer, we have kids and we have male, we have female, so we have the older warga emas. So you should be know that. So effect on the salary also, and B40, and so will affect on the status about the lifestyle and status quo also. So that really important, and which is small or medium or large business, you should be know that which the best, and then your segmentation on the customer, that is really important. Okay, if you want to sell a product, you should be know that which the means buyer from a customer satisfaction. That is really important for me. In the operation management also really important. For example, basically on the calculation, we are measures on the numerical. For example, to make or to create a new car. So how many car to buy per day or daily? It depends on the calculation based on the order. So we make it a car based on the order from the customer. So we need to know, we need to make sure that our operation is just in time, to make sure no defect, no waste. Every car will be in the best suit of the quality, and everyone customer can get the car on the specifics date on the platinum structure. So we need to reduce the defect, waste, and reduce on the complaint also, and return back a car. Warranty, yes, but we need to reduce the costing on the maintenance. Okay. The second one nowadays is economic change. So hopefully in UPSI student, in faculty management economy student, we have good knowledge in order to face on the current situation on economics. Okay. For example, if you have cash, okay, you need to bank in the, you need to save, saving your personal cash in the bank, or you make investments. For example, you buy stock, maybe you buy gold, and to make investment, maybe you need to save in the bank for the fixed deposit, maybe, okay, simpan for some amanah. Okay, so that the most important thing is about how that you need have a cash in terms of saving, and then you have the option to make the investment, for example, buy a stock or buy a gold. So in this matter, how, okay, the pricing, the cost of the product and servicing, it will be increased. And ayam naik, and about the fish, chickens, meat, everything already increased. It's not just only basically our daily food per day is increased, but in terms of the what we call the agriculture, and if you actually about the plantation, and baja pun naik harga, something like that. So everything is increased right now. So what happened actually about our Malaysia economic nowadays? So ringgit, and ringgit value is become cheaper values, and cheaper value compared with others country. And so for example, Singapore dollar and the Brunei dollar. Okay, so compare with the Malaysia ringgit. So in 1 ringgit, what actually you can buy? Everything is changed right now. So we need to alert. So we not panic. We no need to just make simple decisions. You should be relaxed. You should be think in a positive way. Whatever decision making will be effects. You should be known that in the forecasting that we have learned about the forecasting, you need to learn about the forecasting, what happened on the next 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years in the France. So nowadays you can learn in many platforms. You can learn in YouTube. So make sure that the gurus, the people you refer, is the expert man that can be share and can be give the advice. Sorry, can give a good advice in terms of our condition. Okay, don't much worry. I know that student much worry about your future, and because nowadays our economics is unstable. So how about the employee? The right now is actually you need to change your mindset. Everyone need to change your mindset. Okay, if you complete your degree, and if you want to find a job, it's actually in the two way. One is actually grab the opportunity. The second one is a create opportunity. In terms of grab the opportunity, somehow that you need to start from your life with the small salaries. Okay, we need to accept on that because our economy unstable. So you need to start and any works, and but the salary, monthly salary is not high. Okay, the second option is you need to create the opportunity, create a job. Okay, this matter is really important nowadays. Is become entrepreneur, so market is open, so opportunity have many and big, but it's depend on your attitude. So attitude is really important. And when you go to the companies, 3 term you need to remember that all the industry believe that all the employee, especially for the fresh graduate, we have sustained on 3 things. Number 1 is attitude, number 2 is knowledge, and number 3 is skill. So nowadays people have, many employees have skill and knowledge. I believe that we have many graduates, students from university and polytechnic and the college have sustained on the skill and knowledge because they have learned and upgrade the skill time to time. But the most another important thing is attitudes. So in Malaysia, we can see that the opportunity mostly we can see that opportunity come from the attitudes. Okay, so that's why in the entrepreneur also, if you compare the success and failure, the different on this method to situation is depends on the attitudes. Okay, and that's why economic change also very important to attitude. So we as the customer, we has the what we call that generate something and create an opportunity. We know that what happened actually on the economic change. Economic change is good condition for us actually, but you should be know that if the economic change to the positive, what action you need to make. If the economic change for negative, what are the action? What is actually fast action you need to handle and make it decision as soon as possible. Okay, in the right way. Okay, number 3 is social, logical, and demographic change. Everything nowadays, when we talk about the social and demographic, this is a lot of matters of the product development. Okay, we should be know that, for example, locations, for example, genders, what about salaries, about educations, about quality of life and quality being, quality well-being. Sorry. So this matter how we should be know that there will be effect on our new product. So that currently the most critical change you need to make to cover not just only economy but the social and demography is the technology effects. For example, media social and social media. The everything is too easy to get the currents or the new database. The first database from the customer is actually based on the technology, specifically in the social media. So if you are actually launch the new products, you should be know that the technological and digital effect is high, give the impact towards on the sociological and demographic. So it depends also what actually your specific products. So social and demography is really important. Okay. So economic change, social democratic change. Okay, we go number 4 is technological change. Okay, still effects, still have the relationship between social technology, because technology can face it only not just only for technology purpose or ICT purpose, but also on the human side and about the social side, about the economic, about the environment side also will be effect on the technology. So technology is how that number 1 you need to fast. Okay, when we face on the technological issue, we need to go in fast. Okay, number 2, you need to predictables and forecasting how long that the technology will be sustained. That we need to alert when we can predict or face that the customer already changed another technology. Movements technologies, we hopefully we on track. But if the customer go to another alternative or change technology, we need to alert also. That the problems are mostly in the production, on the operation and business way. Somehow that we invest that technology, what we cannot predict how long, how sustain that technology, that lastly in the business, lastly can give the value and profitability. That the most important thing. For example, you late make investments, suddenly just short period technology is changed, that you need to invest against, change the technology again. Everything movement and change will be affect our total cost. Okay. Political and legal change, this is really important. For example, not just only in local, for the international, also for the trade. So somehow that different legals will be effect to us. For example, the basic, this is a general knowledge. For example, it's about industrial design, right? Industrial design also effect on the legal side. Okay, in terms of the Intellectual Property Act. Okay, in this matter, how if we talk about industrial design, just give the example, let's say you are actually the fashion designer or you actually textile business, you have one brand, for example, Fazli. Okay, you have very good brand called that Fazli t-shirts. Okay, so the branding also protect under industrial design or trademark in Malaysia. Okay, we already pass and success that we can put the logo R registered in the behind on your name. For example, Fazli, belakang tu ada R registered. Okay, so registered to confirm that actually our branding is already have trademark. Okay, suddenly you go to the somewhere and not just Malaysia, we go to others country. Okay, others country that you face that the product, the same product and the branding also same, Fazli, FAD. You go somewhere in the international, you find that the t-shirt also branding Fazli, FADLY. But the difference is they don't put the register, but they put the TM. TM is standard of trademark. In Malaysia, actually, in our regulation, we not use TM. We use on the register. If you find that the Malaysian product, when you face a Malaysian product, use TM is not legal approval. Okay, because in Malaysia, we not use TM, we use registered R. For example, Neolofa R, it's not TM, it's registered. Okay, when you go to the outside US, for example, that US using the TM trademark. Okay, in the Malaysia, you need to see that, oh, if you see the product Malaysia TM, it's not registered yet. Okay, if you see the product locals have registered, okay, meaning that this product have already trademark on the branding specifically. When you go outside there, for example, US, when you face the TM is actually already registered for the trademark. And this, so we cannot copy that the brand and the product because they have already registered. Okay, but the different things between product. Sometimes product, if you want to protect, we call that patents. For example, your brand name. So we need to protect your names for the branding. So we call that the trademark. Okay, but the somehow that political and legal change will be effect on your supply chain, on your business. Political also will be effect. For example, our pandemic COVID-19. Okay, so certain governments so already open for the economic activity, some governments still lock down. We cannot meet the economic activities. Okay, no need to everything operation should be in online. Okay, somehow that the we call that the tax. Okay, nowadays when we talk about the political and governments about the tax, okay, everything cost, the material will be increased. Somehow the tax from the government also increase. Okay, how what actually give effect on our business? For example, okay, maybe somehow that when the tax increase, cost material increase, the company and organization need to apply another things to balance up on the cost and operation. So this happen right now. Material increase, tax increase, but the salary reduce, and benefits, employee benefit also reduce. Okay, so yeah, we need to assist the government for tax. Okay, we face limited resources on the material. That's why everything will be increased, but suddenly will be effect to us, will be reduced in quality of life because our salary will be effects. All right, last one is the market practice professional standard supplier and distributor. Okay, this is requirement. Right? Please remember, this is requirement. Somehow, when you want to go to the segmentation and enter the market, some business line have done a practices, have standardized on the practice. So we need to follow the practice. For example, certain business, for example, especially for the food, you need to certify by halal by JAKIM. Okay, so that's a practice. Foods in Malaysia, so we need to have the halal certificate and from the JAKIM. So this is another practice. So we have another thing. So if you involve in medicines product, you need to get the approval from the Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia, KKM. Okay, so certain in business also, if you want to be supplier, okay, it's not compulsory, but somehow the practice a company, if you want to be our supplier, you need to qualify ISO something, ISO 14001 for environmental, ISO 19001 is for the document and procedure. So this is really important. So we want to be a supplier, but you need to qualify, have the certain ISO. So many things you want to join the association. Maybe you need to join the association as a member. You need to be an agent, and maybe you need to qualify certain exam. If you want to be as the insurance man, you need to pass your exam on the insurance, pass or exam on the takaful, exam for the unit trust examination. If you want to involve the investments and certain things, okay, that's really important. That's that we the general discuss. Okay, we try to apply and this method of 6 regarding on generating new product. Okay, from the customer understanding, we know that the information we have, the voice feedback and customer, from the our loyal and retained customer, how to make a design, how to make a very practical and follow the specification and requirement for our customer. So in order to face the economic change, that we need to produce a new product, you need to make sure this is the right time. You need to make sure that all the economic change not will affect negative in our new products. Okay, everything social and demographic change also in the right segmentation. You know that the specific type peoples, you know that how to persuade, inform that our demographics, you know how to communicate and face on the sociological and demographics. Okay, so generating new product, you should be know that new product involve or they have little bits. It's not little bit about the practicals value on technology. So nowadays, not just only customer, but of all the type of the supplier and the supply chain also, and matters of management and business attitude also. So technology is really important. Okay, a political and legal change. So somehow that how that make sure that the technology will be run smoothly. So every technology also protected by legal. So should know that how that the technology and the political and legal change will be effects or support our propose on the new product. So new product also, and in order to generate new product also, you need to master on the market practice. You should know that every segmentation and market have the standard. You make sure that our new product align with the standard and practice. So you achieve on the professional standard. Also, you have very good relationship, short and long term with the supplier managements. Then you already know about the how to link, how to make sure that all the supply chains distributor can be generate in smoothly and systematically. Okay. Okay, sorry because just one slide, but I need to explain more to discuss on our currently conditions. Okay, this is a product development stage. Okay, concept, feasibility, customer requirement, functional specification, product specification, design review. Mohon maaf batuk jap. Okay, we discuss again and on this matter of figure 5.3 on the product development stage. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we start with the concept. Finally, we end on the evaluation. Okay, we go to one concept. So concept is really important. Somehow that it's okay on the product development. We just have the basic, or we have draft a concept. A concept that we discussed previously on this matter. Remember, please remember from our discussion. Sorry. Okay. From the previous discussion, we should know that the customer, economic, social, demography, technology, political, and market segmentation. Okay, this matter, all the method, this one, in order to generate new product, also really important on this stage. So concept, so we already know that the concept for the customer and the concept on the economic change. Okay, the concept of the sociological and demography, and concept on the technology and political and legal and the market segmentation. And so that the most important is the concept. Okay, next is a feasibility. So feasibility unit, you need to check that regarding on the contribution, the value of outputs, okay, our end products. What about the function, beneficials, about the uniqueness, about the fantastic, or we call that the some X factors. So different with the others, we different with the competitors. So have our own strengths and uniqueness on the physically. Okay, and the functionalities that we call that feasibilities. Okay, we go to the third, customer requirement. Somehow I need to discuss here. Customer requirement, not just only in the third process. So in the concept also, customer specification, customer needs, or the customer requirement is really important. Start since concept. Okay, so this is become to alignment. Okay, you have already concept, plus you know that the physically feasibility of products. So you should be aligned with the customer requirement. Okay, from the feasibility and concept also effect on the functional specification. Functional. Okay, what are the functional specification, product specification. So this three actually, customer, functional, and product specification also really align with our concept and feasibility new product development. Okay, next we go to the design review and test market. So we enter for the start on the pilot. So we go to the introduce and intro the market. Then suddenly we make evaluation. So this is a process in the one process actually, introduction and evaluation in one process. You need to introduce and make a fast action to evaluate. So this is, we call that scope of the product development team. Okay, in the process you can, for example, concept, feasibility, design, test market, introduction, evaluation. This is a really important. Concept, feasibility, design review, test market, introduction, evaluation, 6 area. But the customer requirement, functional specification, and product specification is actually still under on the concept and feasibility. So in this case that I'm highlight, okay, this is a reality. Okay, regarding the book, you can answer on this. Okay, please explain scope of product development team. So you can explain concept, feasibility, customer requirement, functional spec, product spec, design review, test market, introduction, and evaluation. But in the reality on the production and operation management way, somehow customer requirement, functional spec, and product specification work together and align with the concept and feasibility. So in concept, feasibility also not, oh, I do the concept first, then second in feasibility. Somehow concept and feasibility is start together. Okay, in order to concept and in order to develop a concept and feasibility, always think that regarding our operation in terms of customer, functional, and the product specification. Okay, after complete these 5 integrated and alignments, that we do another process: design, test, introduce, and evaluations. Okay, that is really important. For example, if this one in your final exam, you should be can explain on this. Yeah, I know that in a final exam, everything it should be follow a books, but in reality, okay, in reality, when you work in the production or manufacturing or any related on the product development stage, you can face it this matter. So that's why in the theory we have divide by layer by layer, but in the real life practice, somehow you need to start customer, functional, and product specification in the beginning, in initial stage, in order to propose a concept and feasibility product development. Then we discuss about design, test, introduce, and evaluation. Okay. Okay, quality function development. So this we just to repeat, if you read in chapter 6, and we already learn about the quality management, and in our chapter 6 somehow that we reverse chapter, we done cover on the topic on the quality management and technique. One of that also discuss on quality function development. So we can learn both. In chapter 6 also have QFD, so in this chapter also have the QFD. Quality function development determine what will satisfy the customer. This is a tool. So QFD is one of the tool to determine satisfy or the customer satisfaction levels. Translate those customer desire into the target design. So actually that's really important for the customer requirement. How to get the customer requirement? What technique you use in order to know that the customer requirement, so we can apply QFD. So that's important. How that this quality function development relate with the customer requirement. In order to get the customer requirement, we can use tool, which is QFD tool, in order to determine customer level of satisfaction. Okay, what the customer needs, what the customer voice, what the customer spec, we can know that from this QFD tools. Okay, house of quality utilize a plannings metric to relate customer want to how the firm going to meet those wants. And these are other things. Quality, house of quality and quality functional development is a tools. They have the diagram and visuals. For the house of quality, they have some metrics in order to identify what is actually customer needs or the customer wants. Okay. Still in QFD, identify customer wants, identify how the good service will satisfy in customer wants. Okay, this when we talk about the customer, we learn about QFD. But right now, so we have many templates. And nowadays we have many template. A lot of the engineer, a lot of the business strategy propose another tools in order to identify the customer needs and wants. So in the theoreticals, because QFD is not new, so they have already success and already implement before and prove that QFD friendly to the business and admin and management also, in order to identify the customers in terms of needs, requirement, wants, and others. We can apply these tools. Okay, so they have 7 benefits functional of the QFD. Identify customer wants, identify how the good service will satisfy the customer wants, relate on customer wants to product how. Okay, that's a matter. So in order to know that alignment between the customer needs, so we ask about the how matters. Okay, identify relationship between the firms how. Okay, develop our important ratings. So identify which one the highest, which one the criticals. Evaluate competing products, compare. This is really important. We analyze or compare performance to desirable technical attributes. Okay, previously in this theoretical question, somehow QFD also one of the popular question in the final. As I not say that this a question covered in the final exam, but somehow the previously, okay, in order to get 7 marks, okay, please, or 14 marks, can you discuss about the 7 quality functional development? So you need to explain, not just only explain, you can drawing. You show that the how that the quality functional tool, how that this visuals image can relate it from your explanation also. So very a complement. So you have explanation and sentence and chapter. So you have also visualized on these 7 quality functional developments and dia punya beneficial and functionals. Okay, QFD. So this is an example. So we have a lot. When you try to search in the Google, so you type QFD, you can see many image to adapt and adopt from the previous and adapt from the previous to meet our current situations. Okay. So they have the interrelationship. They start in the top and interrelationship. So in the what you call that, orange color or the brown color, light brown color. So light brown to orange kan, light orange color. How to satisfy the customer wants. So we divide another three segmentations. What's the customer wants? Okay, so we have in the middle we have relationship metrics. Then we have the competitive assessments. Okay, not just only competitive assessment, to us also we can measure on the self-assessment also. So we have another calculation on the weightage rating. So we should be know that the customer or the target values and technical evaluation also. Okay. So your team has been charged with the design a new camera for the great camera. The first action is to construct a house quality. Yalah, macam kita nak ambil gambar. If you want to take a picture, so you need to organize to make sure, okay, to be center. So you need to arrange which people should be in the middle, which people sit in the front, should stand in the behind. So you need to organize that everything lighting is good and regarding the smile is good, physical people is good, what you call the allocation also good, and everything that you take a picture. So you count also. Okay, that's the matter on when you want to make a new on or you want to improve the product development. It sound like this one. Okay, dalam bahasa lain, if you want to make sure that your new product development is success, meet the customer requirement, can enter and market and success. So everything supply chain and the business entity and business process is going good. So you should be start with the tools we apply for the QFD. QFD. So, and house of quality, you can imagine that this all matter of the process and activity A to Z is actually example that how that your teams, and it's not one, because everything process should be in team, has been charged and with the design a new camera for the great camera. So this the example for the in order to create new cameras. Okay, it doesn't matter also how to take the picture. Also that another example also. And okay, sorry, I try give the example for the camera, but I go example another way about the take a picture, but somehow in this slide also try to highlight the first action in the construct. Sorry, the first action is to construct the house quality by according to how that this new camera can start with your team has been charged in design to design great cameras. Okay, that's how also related on the QFD. Okay, this you can see that from the complete, this is a very simple house of quality. We start interrelation, how to certify customer, what's customer want, relationship matrix, analysis of community and technical attribute and evaluation. So we can give the ratings, and 5 is high actually. So what's the customer want? You can list. So it can apply. So this is subject matter flexibility. You can propose not just only 5. You can propose more. So in this matter, how lightweight, easy to use, reliable, easy to hold, steady, high resolution. So this QFD you can identify. So in this matter, which one yang you believe that from the perception for the customer, which the high rating. So in this high rating is reliables. Reliable is very important thing. Okay, the second one is easy to use. Number 3 is lightweight, easy to hold, steady. Number 2, high resolution is number 1. It was customer important rating is 5 is high lah. Okay, it's depend. This is flexible. If you want to change customer important rating, you want to make it highest is 1, you can also use 1 is highest. But you should be consistent. You need to legend all the information, because you try this one to make it a practice and make additions. Okay, so this is not just limit 5. You can add more things. This depend on the products. Right? It depend on the products. Okay, how to certify customer wants? How to certify? Low electricals requirements, aluminium components. So they our side lah, about our materials. Okay, auto focus, auto exposure, high numbers of pixels, ergonomic design. So this is an example for to make a new camera design. Okay, so how to certify the customer? This 6 level is not just limited here, but for the academic purpose. So how that this 5, low electrical, aluminium component, autofocus, auto exposure, high number of pixel, ergonomic design. Okay, next. Okay, so next discuss about the relationship matrix. Again, we call that relationship matrix. So you can see that the legend. Okay, the first is high relationship. We have red color in the middles. So we have just greens circle is the medium relationship, and the black dot is the low relationship. Okay, we can see that how this lightweight, and you can see that reliables. So you can see that we have 4 circle on reliables. Okay, easy to use. We have 4 on the medium relationship. So easy to hold, steady, we have a high relationship. Also high resolution, we have 1 relationship. So this table is actually can apply for many angles or many perspective. It's up to you. So this matter how that we need to rating. So rating is up to you. You want to use circle, you want using color, you want use the numbering, you want to use of the ratio, is up to you. Okay, but you can see that how that the relationship matrix. And okay, how to use that this one, how do we rating on the how to certify customer. So we have low electrical requirements, so we have the aluminum component. Okay, we can see that every low electrical we have 3 aluminum components. No, and so we autofocus we have 2, auto exposure, we have one, and okay, we have high number of pixel, ergonomic design. Okay. Okay, this is a relationship matrix. Suddenly we calculate. We calculate on this matter. So it depend on number of your rating. So for this case, we can see that the highest one is just 23 and sorry 27. Sorry 32. 32, 27, 25, 22, and 9. Okay. Okay, for example, that we try to show that the competitor from the two company A and company B, okay, you can see that how that this company make a comparison between 5 spec from the customer, lightweight, easy to use, reliable, easy to hold, and high resolution. You can see that the bottleneck also, you can see the like the highway there. So the bottleneck, so you can see the difference between company A and company B. Okay. So this another target value technical attribute, technical evaluation company A, company B. So never mind the following weeks. So when we start for the calculation activities, that if this topic cover for your final exam, we try to make exercise. I try give to specific example, so we learn how to calculate the rating and weightage from the quality function development to make sure. In this case, for example, you want to compare with the two option or the two company, which one is much better before we create a new product developments. Okay, we can start with the propose the quality functional development, for example, how the quality example. Okay. So this is another, so you can see that the complete house of quality. So we can know that from the comparison, our importer rating is higher, is the high number of pixels. Okay, because of the 32. Okay. Okay, so we have target value technical attributes, so technical evaluation also. Okay. Okay, this one. Okay. Okay, this one, deploy resources through the organization is respond to customer requirement. Okay. Customer requirement, okay, design characteristic, number 1. Okay, house number 2, specific components. First customer requirement, second is design, first customer requirement, second is design characteristic. So we can see that customer requirement go to the design characteristic go to the specific component go to the production process. Okay, production process going to the quality plan. Okay, so organize the product developments. Okay, we have 2 here, traditionally and a champion. The instinct, the department, and duty to responsibility are defined, difficult to force forward thinking. Okay, so basically, we cannot say that traditional is not good, but in terms of basic understanding, basic meaningfuls, and basic process, we should follow the traditional way. For example, on the duty and responsibility. But everything is changed. Our process, our cost, our manpowers, our policy, our procedure, our market is changed somehow, that from the traditional we need to improve. We cannot say that we actually go to the radical change, but somehow from the traditional way we need to improve. We need to improve time to time to meet and suit on the industrial and current requirements. Okay. Okay, that's how that we are face a challenge and obstacles. Somehow that when we go to another way, for example, from the traditional we go to the digital segmentation. So somehow that the humans, it's not easy to change the process. Somehow still think that the traditional is good compared and digital. So somehow it's not ready. Our readiness is not good, still low and moderate. In order to make changes, meaning that if you are change to A to B, so you make it change and implement in term of good condition as fast as you can. Okay, somehow take time. When you take time, actually you increase the waste. Actually, okay, when we see, and for the champion side, okay, product manager drive the product through the product development system and related organization. Okay, what actually the terms nowadays used when we talk about the efficiency? Okay, so it's about how that we flexibles in terms of time and change situationals, how that we can adapt the current scenario in terms of humans. Maybe we can less the number of humans. We can use cost, and we need to change another alternative materials. The same time, we have increased our design, somehow that we need to compete, and then we need to know that which the critical needs from the customer and market segmentation also. So that's why for me, if I want to be success in the organized product development, I still have very good basic and foundation on the traditional way. Somehow, in order to enter the market, to make sure that the process is going practical and give more values, somehow that we need to do the process we call that product development system. So to synergize and integrate all the type of units and functionals in order to make sure that organizationals and organization or manage or administrative all the process activity can be what you call that, can be implements in the right way through in our good practice SOP and practice our work in progress, and also on your what you call that, system generation and system generate. After generate, we call that distributes, generate, distributes, and then practicals, generate, distribute, practical in the systematic way. That's the most important thing. When about the system, yes, we call that one. You need to what you call that, generate. Okay, second one, how that you should be implement, and implement, and that another third one, from the implements, okay, that to make sure distributes, and then also how that this all the matters should be in the supply chains and in supply chain and systematically. Okay, so a lot of the step of the system actually, but it depend on the organization support requirement, and also on the how the complex process on the product developments, since from the materials and about the ordering, receiving, transportations until the customer. So where this method of process input, process output, also we call that supply chain. So we have done cover in the early semester about the supply chain management, supply chain distribution, supply chain development, supply chain relationships. Okay. Okay, team approach. Okay, cross-functional representative from the all discipline function, product development team, design for manufacturing teams, value engineering teams, Japanese world organization approach, no organization division. Okay, we cannot say that Japan is no organization division, but somehow they are flexible. So everyone engaged, everyone know the process. So everyone should be structured and just in time all the process, because every process and section we need to work, integrate, and team works. So everyone need to discipline. Top management also give the support, not just only to leader, but also leader also the support, and then give the participation and involvements to make sure give the some empowerment. So somehow that the good Japanese, because workers, all the workers include production line, have the empower to stop line, for example. Okay, so they are less bureaucracy. Okay, so teamworks in production. When we talk about the operation and product development, so teamwork or team approach and the work as the organization. So that's why in Japanese we not call the leader. So this is leader. No, we not leader. We call that organizational support. We call that commitment. We call that a commitment and organizational support. Somehow in the US, somehow in Malaysia also, we actually this matter we follow US. So we call that leadership. But somehow in Japanese, we less words to use term of leadership. We use of the commitment and top management support, or we call that organizational support, support organizational. Okay. Product development teams make requirement and product success. Cross-functional team often involve a vendor, open, highly participate environment, concurrent engineering. Concurrent is, we call that serentak. Concurrent is something like, for example, where if you have some technicals or you have one process, we need to structured system. So we actually simultaneous performance of product development stage. That's why this is really important. That's why we use QFD, House of Quality. Certain processes we need to improve time to time. Yes, we know that this is the first time, this is a launch a new product. Somehow in order to create this product, we need to take time in terms of R&D process. So in the first process, maybe take a long time, maybe involve a lot of cost, but you need to time you need to improve regarding the cost. We need to reduce a time. Also, we reduce a cost and waste also. Please remember that in this subject, when we talk that in business, yes, profit is really important. Yes, you can get more and more profit if you reduce a cost. When you apply for operation management, it's not just only revenue from sales are important. How that organization also can increase a profit if our operation management activity is efficiency, can reduce a defect and waste, specifically our downtime. Okay, we get a very good sales. All the marketing do for the make it sales because of our product is good. At the same time, we reduce a cost. Sale increase, cost reduce will much better. Once a sale increase and cost is reduced, this is a part of the we call the excellent on the organization. Okay, I think just enough for today to cover on the product development. So you can still read a slide. So by tomorrow, I try to move another chapter. Hopefully everyone can see the slide and can see the books to make a reading. If you not clear something, please ask in the WhatsApp. So I try to answer whatever the question from the specific subject operation management that I'm always mention that operation management not enough for one semester on the one subject. Okay, so we a lot of thing need to cover. Okay, in my case, I'm bachelor in operation management. So we have many subjects. We are cover for the 3 years, so many subject on operation management. But we just only cover one subject to learn many things. So many things we not enough time to cover. But it's good if you can learn and can read books and slide before we are join the class. Okay, everyone, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum and selamat.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.